Tell me who you are, or tell everybody else who's listening.
Dallas Delata.
And what are you doing this month that's special, or what's different than what you would normally do?
This month is Dressember, and I am for IJM and the Dressember Foundation wearing a dress every day for the cause of human trafficking, the fighting human trafficking.
And Dressember is an organization.
They raise money for IJM that IJM help free slaves, but Dressember is a separate foundation that specifically raise money to go towards IJM so they can send teams out to do what they do.
Okay, so IJM is International Justice Missions.
Yes.
And they're international all around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at their website, and then they're in different places. And you posted a video recently of a rescue of some girls trapped behind a wall in Mumbai, India. So that's the kind of thing that IGM does. They go find these. It's human trafficking. It's basically slavery.
It's slavery. It could be anything from abuse to just normal everyday abuse in homes, or it could be sexual slavery. It could be physical labor, because I know about a year and a half ago they saved at least 500 people from a what is the word for it? It was
sweatshop.
Yes, a sweatshop.
So they do. They save men and women, boys and girls. It's not just women.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's not all. I mean, even though some men and boys are sold into sex trafficking, it's the larger numbers that they save are probably from sweatshops, and because they just hold like hundreds of kids and men and women inside of them.
So Dressember then is an organization that supports IGM and wearing a dress every day during the month of December, which is not something that you would normally see.
No,
in the winter
because
month.
it's cold. No, I found it interesting because it's definitely because it's cold. It has reminded me to pray for them, because when I step outside in this dress, I don't automatically think, yeah, I want to be wearing this. But it definitely reminds me to think of the people that are in those positions, and definitely to pray for them, and to consider that it's not for me that I'm doing it for. Not that it's a big sacrifice to wear a dress, but it's just to remind me, and when other people ask, to remind others of what's going on, not only far away, but also could be in the house next to them.
How long has this IGM been around?
I am not 100% sure. Probably.
Well, it's on the website.
I think, yeah, I read it somewhere, but I really can't remember the exact number.
So what scripture do you appeal to, or do you think about that you remember, that you bring to remembrance when you're doing this?
Can I just read it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. For I was hungry and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger and you invited me in. I needed clothes and you clothed me. I was sick and you looked after me. I was in prison and you came to visit me. When I started looking into Dressember, I wanted something to I wanted something that reminded me that I was doing it not just for people, but because of Christ himself. And I was actually reading through Matthew, and I came up with a scripture, and it kind of just hit me because he does say to do unto others as we would have them do. And I know that if I was in the situation, I would definitely want at least people to know about it, and people to strive towards freedom and
Yeah. So how did you find out about December?
Dressember.
Dressember, yeah.
December is a month in the year. Dressember, I found out I was at a Jenny and Tyler concert I went to that concert about a year ago. But they always, at the end of their concerts, they mention IJM, and they ask for people to either go look it up, or if they already know about it, to please go to their page and donate, because most of their funds actually from their concerts go towards IJM.
Okay.
And so Jenny, because I follow them on Facebook, Jenny posted that she was doing this Dressember thing, and I was curious to see what it was, just because I've talked to them personally, and they're really sweet people, and so I figured whatever she was doing, I was kind of curious to see what it was, and so I looked it up, and then I saw all the numbers of the people. It's about 300,000 just in the U.S. That are enslaved in human trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
And then I saw all that went on, and I looked up IJM, and I decided that I wanted to do something. And if Dressember was the closest I could get at this moment, then I wanted to do it.
Very good.
I have a question, and I don't know if you know, but I just recently heard in the last couple of years how the trafficking that goes on in regards to the Super Bowl. Have you heard about that yourself?
Yeah.
Are they actively involved, do you know, with that?
I'm not 100% sure. I'm sure they are, because I know that they are literally everywhere. Because they, again, like I said, it's not just in, because you mentioned Mumbai. But they're not just in foreign countries, they're also here.
Yeah, I didn't realize how prevalent it was here until reading that, like the Super Bowl thing. I was in shock.
Yeah. So I'm sure they are. I've not, I'm, like I said to you earlier, that I am just now learning more and more about it.
Right.
And so I don't know all.
I don't think most Americans realize what's going on in that.
So to the audience, people watching this video, to us, what can we do? What would you like to see happen with Dressember, what you're doing? Is there a way to help? Is there a way we can be involved as well?
You can, it's not too late, even though half the month is over, you can still wear a dress. I know it's been helpful, because I've had, like I said earlier, it's kind of abnormal for people to wear dresses during December. And so I've had lots of people ask me, actually the first day I went to school while wearing a dress, one of the guys asked me, he's like, are you a Mormon now? I was like, no, I promise I'm not. It just happened to be a black dress. And so, but anyways, I've had people ask me questions and why I was doing it. And so I've gotten to share with multiple people about what's going on. And so you could still wear, well, you can't, but you could still wear a dress.
I could, but it wouldn't be socially.
They would really ask you. You would really be able to talk to her.
No, so you can still wear a dress for the next 14 days. But if you don't want to wear a dress, or even if you want to wear a dress and still want to donate, you can donate, and I guess I'll put a link underneath the video.
Okay.
And you can donate. It doesn't matter how much it is. The goal for a rescue team is $4,500. I know it's a lot of money. What I've kind of been telling people is that even if you donate $5 because you don't go to McDonald's one day, it's enough, because that accumulates over time. And even if it's just a part of gathering a rescue mission, then it's more than doing nothing.
So somehow they find out about people that need to be rescued, and they send in teams to go rescue them, and then do they also then
rehabilitate them?
That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, they have,
because a lot of these people would have no money or nothing.
No. Well, most of if they are being paid, then that's where their money is coming from, and so they're not going to have anything. They have no money anymore.
Probably no place to live.
Nope. And so no, they have a year program. And actually this month they had, I think it was 500 people, close to 500 people that graduated from their rehabilitation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it in the United States, or do they have rehabs around the world?
They have, each area has their own.
Okay.
I don't know how many are in the United States. I'm sure in different specific spots, but I know like Mumbai had their own teams, and that was their area. But yeah, they have rehabilitation, and they do it for a year, and they call it graduating. Once you graduate, then I think I'm not 100% sure what they do once you graduate. I don't even know 100% what the whole rehabilitation is. I know that they make it to where they can get a job. And I don't know if they supply them with a job, but I know that they equip them.
Right.
They equip them and they share the gospel with them, and they love them in a way that they haven't been loved in a long time.
Along those lines, you said before that these women who are exploited, that the way they felt about their femininity. Can you talk about that some more? Because that kind of falls along with that.
Well, the point of the dresses, like I said,
Okay.
it's not, again, to make me cold, but it's the whole point of Dressember, and the reason that they made it to where you would wear a dress every day is because it would be a reminder daily, because it is cold outside, to pray for the people, and for the women that have been in slavery, they, because of the fact that they are used because of their femininity, they become to hate it. And so it's just kind of a statement so that I guess they don't need to feel like it should be hated.
They're kind of it's a way to reclaim it.
Kind of, yes. Thank you.
Yeah, and I can understand that.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just kind of giving them back what
What's
they
taken
lost.
away from them.
Yeah.
Okay, let's yeah, that's great. So we're gonna put this on your Facebook page, and you can share it with everybody, and whoever you meet has asked questions, just share them the video.
I think it's a really worthwhile thing that you're doing, and I think there needs to be a lot more recognition. I mean, people are ignorant of what's going on.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what shocked me, because when I first found out about it, of course, you hear people say all the time that people are in trafficking, but you don't realize how many are the children, because there's 6
Girls are being kidnapped off our streets to be sold overseas.
There are babies that are being sold.
Yes,
and
toddlers. It's horrible.
So when I read about it, I was a little floored. And it was one of those things where I didn't want to keep it to myself, because to do so would be to kind of to stifle it, especially having the knowledge that I did. And so I wanted to share, and that's when I started the Facebook page. And I've kind of, anything that I have found, I've just put it up there. And as I said, I'm still trying to figure out what all IJM is myself. But yeah.
Thanks for sharing this with us.
Thank you.
It's very good. And any last word you want to share?
I guess if you cannot donate, and if you do not want to wear a dress, just please pray for the people that are doing so and are in trafficking, and pray for God's mercy and grace, that even if they're not free, that at least their spirit will be. Yes, thank you.
Good job.